What do you say we get going for day 2 of the 2025 Credit Union 1 NJCAA Division 1 Men's Basketball Championships, presented by Zurich here on ESPN+. Here's the tail of the tape, a couple of teams that can really light it up in the scoreboard. How about your impact players today? We've got a real good-looking guard for Barton in terms of a guy that can fill it up at a high level, and then a big guy in Derek Green.
Derek Green is a specimen, 6'9". I want to say he probably goes about 240, maybe a little bit bigger than that, out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. He is going to be a big impact player in the paint, but he can also shoot the three as well. Look out. Then we move on to what Barton brings to the table, and Keandre Kendall, known as Dre, that's what he goes by, 6-foot sophomore, can fill it up. He's a 3-level scorer out of Cincinnati, Ohio, but he distributes the basketball very well.
The numbers for both of those talented players, like we said, a post player, a guard. Kendall at 16 points per game, he can really fill it up. Brunswick, let's be honest here, 24th seed, they're the last team to get into the field. There's a nice looking jump shot.
See him on the floor now.
Onto the wing. And the 3 minutes, maybe some nerves for both sides in the national tournament.
I think so, and both these teams really want to put pace to the game.
Both through the post in the early going, and so far give Barton credit. They have not made life easy in doing so. Nice take to the basket there.
6'1", he plays much bigger than that.
Trey Kendall spinning inside, kicking. Mucic, another one.
On the outside when they can get that stroke going.
3 of 4 from distance. Now they force a turnover. Kendall ahead of the pack. It's an easy layup.
Transition basketball for the Barton Cougars. That's where they excel if they can get that.
The first media timeout on day 2 from Hutch.
There definitely is. And Mucic, nice job pulling down the loose board.
Kendall, coast to coast, friendly roll.
Chip run. And they were really on fire throughout the entire season and the tournament.
Yeah, they look like the #1.
Can you get in front of those guys driving the lane? And on the offensive side, can you be efficient?
Latham down low. That was a pretty post. Barton looks like they came out and threw their best punch. They only lead by 5. 7 minutes in. Kendall from the elbow. That's silky.
Look at the defense by Brunswick. As we say,
Trey Kendall.
Well, the game has changed. I mean, I think Barton's proved that they can defend you in the paint.
Oh, my goodness. Trey Kendall is in his bag, and a timeout on the floor.
Might as well just change his name to Silky because that's what he's been so far.
From end to end, the point guard for the Cougars in total control. You see the mid-range, Jay. You see him in transition. It's Barton by 11. We're back to play. This is what Brunswick's trying to do. Throw it down low. Only 3 defenders back for the Dolphins. Look out. It kicks off into the corner. Fontaine Williams for 3. This year, knowing you have an off day, so your legs are going to be a bit more safe, as Kendall with the left hand.
Back to Brunswick. I mean, they do have the bigs, and you watch the drive here by Kendall going to the rim. He's so athletic, but he's so accurate with what he does. He doesn't look out of shape on 33 games. He averages 33 minutes per.
Dump off down low. That's how Brunswick's found their offense so far. Gardner scores his 2nd field goal.
And they need to try to get to that.
But they don't get back defensively. And a great 3-point shooter. Doesn't take them all that much, I should say. High percentage, but not really that guy normally. 9th-seeded Barton flexing their muscles in the early going.
Yeah, they definitely are, and it's just getting to the rim, stopping the defensive side. They've allowed a few points in the paint. 26-14, Barton. I mean, when you can get buckets in transition, that leaves you open for a lot of different information to come to you.
Kick to the elbow, and Smith. Here's Barbie, who had that great block earlier. Scoop to Bowser late in the shot clock. Glances up, takes the tough 3. Nailed it. Big time shot when they saw he's already back in.
The collective sigh.
Moss, that's just too easy.
It is.
Some contested shots, but really not much has been easy. This is a fade away from the short corner. Another tight dribble, even though he went down to the deck. Cutting inside, and a foul.
Don't slow things down. First free throw. We'd like to see higher pace, high efficiency, a 3-tool guy that can really get it done.
Just over 4 minutes to play first half. Smith, those long strides and an act floor. Kendall to the bucket. No foul. Talk about effort on both ends of the floor.
Effort and execution right there, just finds a way to get to you, get to the rim. And the Barton Cougars lead at 34-21. You're watching the 2025 Credit Union 1 NJCAA Division I National Championship presented by Zurich. Years.
13 points as he knocks. You'll always see in the early rounds of this tournament, Brunswick, as we said earlier, a team that's won 16 games in a row, 28-4. There's a nice find in. Late in the shot clock. Smith, long strides. Boy, he's so good at that move.
Your defense disrupt them, forcing them to do something they don't want to do.
Silky. Moss also clinical.
They're showing why they're the defending national champions, because their length gets them to the rim. They finish well. And shooting a high percentage, this guy gets it done.
Case, they're going to have to battle again. You see him as the 9 seed on the same side of the bracket as Snow College, the number 1 seed. There's a 3 knock.
With what brung you, but you've got an opportunity. If you got time, you got a chance.
Moss pulls the trigger, buries from 4, and they can hold for the final shot if they want it. Moss didn't notice. Now they kick to a 3, and why not Fontaine?
How many different ways can we score today?
Oates at the horn. That's big. National champion Barton Cougars. Coast to coast, rim to 3. They've got it rocking and rolling in Hutch. They lead by 15 at the break. Off to the halftime crew. We'll toss it off to Nick Nielsen and Brandon Goebel when we come back. Braden Bell, Scott Gurney. Our first half stats presented by Zurich, and certainly see the shooting numbers for the Barton Cougars. Big time 3 right before the buzzer to pull Brunswick back to within 15, or else it would have been even more sizable at the
time. If he can get some important baskets here.
Knocks down, just with the way Barton's been playing, they have the crowd. If you cut just a little bit too much on it that time, trying to get it over Green, and on the other end, the layup will go. Patient offensive approach, just a simple mid-range. Dolphins back on the other end. They've got numbers. They throw it down low. Green rocks the rim.
But you like to see the finish shot of the big fella.
It's a timeout on the floor called by the Grinches. Good looking kicks there for Kendall. And there's what we call the Tin Man. You regress to the mean, right? There's a solid take.
Far, that's what they've done.
They've got to get King going. He's an impact player for them. 0 of 7 from the floor. Moss! You said it earlier. You got cross and a drive inside. High arcing, no good. Tip also no good. Sticking with the play. Green. Brunswick's got this down to 9. Still very early on, second half. Big 3, and here comes Kendall. So dangerous in the open floor. What a find. Rodriguez rocks the rim.
How about 2 in a row?
Barbie. Kick out. Another shot for Oates. This time nailed it. He was
at the timeout. Barton out of the paint. Oh, there's a steal.
Rodriguez, look out. Oh, he threw it down. The elevation for Rodriguez. Off to Kendall, look out. 3.
In the zone as well.
Step back for Barbie. Splashes. Scoot in the lane. Kick out Rodriguez. Now the 3. Mukic can't get it to go. It's saved to Moss. Hustle play and another 2. To Kendall. 5 boards, 7 assists. Moss, Euro step, and a lay-in.
Now, it's also been done the other way around, but check out the steal right here in the finish. Oof. Rodriguez says, don't forget about me. I play really hard too. And then the heads up play to just get to the basketball and stay plugged in. And then this guy, he's gotten it done all game long. And
scoots it out onto the wing. Barbie off glass.
With you.
We've missed him over here at the replay monitor. Wow, what a steal.
Everything they can to get back into this thing.
Trying to make Barton sweat a little bit in this second half. That's a beautiful post.
Kid to it.
Important to note of that. Fadeaway rattled home.
But they're finding a way to get it done.
Moss, open lane, kick out. 3 in the quarter. Another one goes to flirt with triple-double territory. 16 points, 8 assists, and now 6 rebounds. Moss inside for a 10-17 to play in the ball game here from Hutch on day 2.
And without a traditional big man.
Another steal for Kendall. Boy, he has just been a beast. 4 steals for Kendall. Almost another.
The sun is kind of sinking right.
He needs to have a spring retreat in Hutch. He's here almost every year. There's a three. Yeah, he plays tough. Mukic lacking in height, 6'7" from the floor. 1 of 6 from 3. Nobody down low and an easy two-handed flush for
skills from deep, and then the answer on the other end for the Barton Cougars and Ultramont Smith. 35 years ago.
That's awesome. Kendall inside. Speaking of awesome, what a finish.
You're missing the boat. Ooh, how about the answer on the
rebounds as well? It's just the smoothness he plays with. We've talked about that the entire game, Scott, but not only that, he makes everyone else around him better as well.
And that having that team concept involved and the supporting cast gives him the ability to do what he.
Step back three. Ah, that's an impressive shot.
Next year.
Kendall. Wow, the spin cycle. Then he takes the charge. Does it on both ends, and his bench is fired up. Those are winning plays for a guy who doesn't get a ton of minutes. And Gambo, that's beautiful.
Yes, it did. Held his ground, did a great job planting the feet, and then on the other end, watching him getting the gift inside and the developed spin move finish.
8 of 14 from the floor. Another three for good measure.
Function at a very high level.
I'll ask you this, because you've seen this team throughout the year, and of course their record very solid at 25-8, but did lose to Cali 3.
Getting in front of the offensive players that love to drive the rim and catching them on a night where they couldn't.
7 with 3:58 to go.
Yeah, take another look. The 3 attempt on the one end, great bucket, and then the return on the other end says, yeah, we've got that, we can shoot that, but watch, it just hammers in the hole. Ouch.
76% as a team on the year. Here's Spray, who just entered the game. That's a foul away and a tough shot that'll go down. Deflection, look out. Big time one-handed. Into this tournament, winners of 16 in a row, and obviously in the moment it's disappointing, but still a phenomenal year. 30 start time, and we already told you about that one. Should be a fun game between Pensacola. More often than not, you're going. Second free throw for Chual is knocked down. Pretty steady.
Yes, definitely.
One more steal for good measure. And a foul will be called at 20. He's officially off and rolling. Pensacola State and Trinidad State. That's the next ball game. Tip-off will be at 2:30 Central Time. Stick with us for action all day long from Hutch. This is the Credit Union 1 NJCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship presented by Zurich.